Republican Senator Arlen Specter of Pennsylvania is switching parties.
This is about political survival.
Personal political survival.
A job preservation move.
He knew he couldn't win as a Republican.
It definitely looks like job preservation.
This is something that's clearly welcome news here at the White House.
He probably could not have won a Republican primary.
Extraordinary news.
Huge.
Let's go back to Arlen Specter whore. There's a very important article that John J. Miller of the National Review wrote in April of 2004 about the whore, Arlen Specter. And what you don't know, I know, and I have a long memory, but the article itself explains it all. The article itself explains that long before the whore, the most liberal Republican in the Senate, Arlen, the prostitute Specter, in fact, in 1964 was a member of the Warren Commission, and he invented the single bullet theory to explain how Lee Harvey Oswald assassinated President Kennedy. So this filthy prostitute has long been a national disgrace. The fact of the matter is conspiracy theorists have obsessed over this prostitute ever since. This ambitious junior counselor obviously has been behind one of the grossest lies ever forced on the American people. But there's worse about the prostitute Arlen Specter. What you don't know is that he was once a district attorney in Philadelphia, and he was elected twice in Philadelphia as a Democrat. The prostitute's most famous case came in 1979 when he was in private practice and thinking about running for the Senate. Here's what happened. A man named Ira Einhorn, better known as the Unicorn, had been arrested for the murder of his girlfriend. She had been missing for a year and a half when police found her mummified corpse stuffed into a trunk hidden in Einhorn's closet. Now, Einhorn was a celebrated communist. He is also credited with creating Earth Day, to just give you some connections here. Earth Day is a communist holiday. But Einhorn, the murderer, also had strong ties to Philadelphia power elites, a group of people that Arlen the whore Specter was cultivating for his prospective Senate campaign when he agreed to become the murderer Einhorn's lawyer. At an arraignment, the government demanded a $100,000 bail for Einhorn. And before Judge William Moritani, Arlen the whore Specter called this bail excessively excessive and insisted on a reduced figure. The judge wondered if Einhorn might, quote, split for parts unknown. He mentioned Norway as a possible destination. The whore Specter said, I have to disagree with your last statement. Anybody as likely to go to Norway as anybody else. And through the future senator's efforts, the whore, Einhorn's bail was dropped to $40,000. As things turned out, the whore Specter was proven correct. You see, Einhorn didn't flee to Norway. He fled to Sweden, slipping out of the United States shortly before his murder trial was scheduled to begin. Einhorn remained a fugitive until 1997, when police found him living in France under a phony name with his Swedish prostitute wife. He was eventually extradited to the United States. In 2002, Ira Einhorn, a good friend of Arlen the whore Specter, was convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison. And that's the rest of the story. So if you say, are you shocked that the whore switched parties? Are you shocked that Arlen Specter became a Democrat? When was he not a Democrat? When was this prostitute not a Democrat? Can anyone tell me? So that's how Arlen Specter helped a murderer skip bail. Many of you don't care about it, and this is a topic that will never make it to the mainstream news. It's on michaelsavage.com. Print it out, send it out, shout it out. Print it out, shout it out, send it out. Print it out, send it out, shout it out.
Savage.